was looking at I was like, why doesn't it say the Draft Dodgers? And then I realized I put a different name for YouTube and Twitter. But we're back. It's been a few days. This is our probably the best we've been with streaming in like non-consecutive but close enough days.
Yeah, we might be finding a routine here.
I mean, watch us completely mess up and not do this for another 2 weeks. But welcome back, everybody. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We're still getting a few people rolling, but yeah, this is not a draft episode, so apologies to anybody who came here expecting a frozen rope or a dinger on Underdog. We're going to be going through some picks. First off, we're going to go with DraftKings for MLB futures bets, awards, teams, all that good stuff, and then back to Underdog, our lovely friends at Underdog, and our picks for opening day, which is tomorrow. Dan, you excited for baseball?
Oh yeah, dude, this is the best time of the year. Like, love football, love it, but baseball's where it's at.
It doesn't hit the same. Like with baseball, at least, like I don't know, every day, 30 teams almost every day. It's like what? There's Mondays occasionally and some Thursdays where you're getting a shorter slate, but a shorter slate for baseball is like 10 games, whereas like NBA's 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, and it happens quite frequently. Like you get those short slates, but yeah, baseball, man, it's tough for a non-baseball fan to keep up with 162 games, 30 different teams, games pretty much every day. But if you love it, like, man, you got an abundance of action. It's great.
Yeah, sickos like you and me make it happen. And we're excited because, I mean, we're Dodgers fans, as some of you who may tune in or know Dan and I know. Yeah, it's we're 2-0. I'm very happy about that. 2-0 is quite the start. I don't know why the stream comes up the way it does, honestly, on Twitter sometimes, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, Dan, how are you feeling about the Dodgers after I mean, it's only been 2 games, so we didn't have Mookie and Freddie, but what are the vibes for this year?
Oh, man. I think it's pretty easy to say that we're the slam dunk best team in the league, right?
I'd hope so.
I'd
want
with
to
the amount
of
money that they've spent, we better have the best team, right? I'm expecting another World Series, at least for us to be there. There's some good teams this year, though, man. There's going to be some teams that give the Dodgers a run for their money. Anything can happen in the playoffs, but during the regular season, I don't expect anybody to perform better than the Dodgers.
Yeah, I definitely think. I mean, it sucks to say because you don't want to jinx the team. I usually like being that, like, not to say like pessimistic, but you don't want to, you want to reverse jinx. You want to be like, we don't have a chance this year, and then you end up winning. Last year, I felt very confident, and they did the thing in 5 games. Nez, evening, good to see you as usual. They did it in 5 games against the Yankees. I think the AL is stronger this year. The Rangers, the Orioles, but they both have like an Achilles heel. The Rangers bullpen is a huge question mark. The Orioles rotation is a huge question mark, but I think both their offenses are incredible. Do you see them, either of them, as major challengers?
Yeah, I think the Rangers are clearly the best team in the American League. And that could be like, I don't even know what the exact odds are on the AL pennant.
We can check that out right now.
Yeah, we will be looking at that shortly here. But the Rangers, man, I think that team is just so sick. That lineup is disgusting. If they get any kind of meaningful innings out of Jacob deGrom, like, that rotation is going to have a really, really strong number 1. There's some depth behind it, and I think we've talked about it, though, some injuries. But, man, Kumar Rocker could take a step forward. Jack Leiter could take a step forward. Yeah, there's some hope there.
Yeah, let's look. Okay, Yankees are the favorite. I think that's a huge mistake. I wouldn't have the Yankees in the top 3 right now.
Neither would I.
Rangers would be my 1. Orioles 2. Sneaky KC. I like the Royals. Rotation is nice. Bullpen is nice. Offense stays like India stays healthy. That's an awesome leadoff hitter. They got Bob. They got who I think is the MVP of the AL. I mean, Royals are way too low. I like the Rays to make the playoffs. I don't think they could hack it, but
yeah, agreed.
I think I'd go top 3: Rangers 1, Orioles 2, Yeah, let's throw the Royals 3. Who would be your top 3 right here, regardless of price?
Um, Rangers 1, Orioles 2, Red Sox 3.
Red Sox. Okay, I love Crochet, but that rotation is looking kind of shaky right now. Very shaky.
The rotation has depth to it,
But
though.
it's like
It's
mid
just
depth.
it is mid depth. That is very fair. But I can see them making moves. It's obvious, like going out and getting Crochet, that they're in win now mode.
Mm-hmm.
I can totally see them going to get another arm if they need it. Like if Giolito, Bueller don't pan out or they're injured or whatever happens.
Giolito's already
Um,
injured, so
yeah. I don't think that they were counting on much with the talk of the 6-man rotation from the beginning. So they got our
yeah.
boy Dick Fitz in there already.
Love Dick Fitz. Richard Fitz. Actually, I do believe in Dick Fitz. Bueller, we'll see. He looks
Yeah,
good in spring. He looked great in the playoffs. He said, like, adrenaline boost gave him some velo, which he desperately needed. But a full season playing in Fenway, I'm not optimistic. Overly
neither am
optimistic.
I.
Can he have like a 4.41 ERA, good strikeouts, and be solid? Yeah, sure. But that's
Yeah,
what I'd expect from like Brian Bello and Cutter Crawford and Giolito. Like all these guys, it's kind of a glut of the same guy. And then
agreed.
Crochet.
Yeah, it's Crochet, and then like guys like Cutter Crawford and Tanner Houck. Like I kind of view them similarly in what they're going to provide.
I do like Hauk
Um,
though. If anybody, I do like Hauk as a 2.
yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, I see what you're saying though. Like it's a lot of mid in that rotation, but sometimes that's all you need. Like
Yeah.
I would take the Red Sox rotation over the Orioles current rotation all day long, not even
That's a
close.
low bar. That's a very
Yeah,
low
no,
bar.
exactly. But we're talking about 1, 2, 3 here, and I think the lineup could take a step forward for Boston too. Like
Definitely.
I think the Orioles and Red Sox are closer than the Rangers and the Orioles in my 1, 2, 3.
That's fair. I see the Orioles offense just so dominant. Especially I expect Holiday to take that next step, even if it's not superstar. If it's just good everyday player, that's a huge bump for the bottom of their order.
Yeah,
I mean, Gunnar Henderson is hurt right now. That's a big, ding. Grayson's hurt. If they don't get him back, I'm probably going to knock them out completely because I don't know what to expect from Grayson rest of the year. Like, even if
hmm
they made a move, Tomoyuki Sugano, I don't really trust as a 3. And I like Eflin, but he's
neither
not a
do I.
1. Yeah. So,
Yeah, no, and they're going to be relying on him as one. Um,
yeah,
yeah, it's tough. They're going to have to make a move. I'm surprised they haven't made it already with the amount of young bats they have that they can
definitely.
trade.
A lot of time, though. Not like, not the end of the world for, opening day, not to have your playoff rotation set yet. But I do want the Orioles to make some moves because it's always more fun with more competitive teams, especially when they're in the AL and not the NL for our sake.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, for your 3, you said Red Sox, Royals. I don't think they're too far off. I'm just trying to have a little fun with it. Red Sox are going to be good, but that AL East is just, I mean, Toronto, they're in the mix. I don't love their rotation, but they got some guys though. The offense looks much better. Alan Rodon, I wasn't paying attention to him or Rodin.
oh
He's
yeah,
pretty
I've
good.
seen that name around, and I don't know
Yeah,
much about him.
I looked him up. He's pretty solid. Like he's going to be a
hmm
quality everyday bat for them. Or if he sits versus lefties. Same with Will Wagner. Will Wagner's not great, but he can hit righties.
I like Will
And
Wagner.
there's pieces in that lineup if Bichette bounces back. Toronto, Boston, the Rays,
I like the
Yankees.
Rays
I think I'd put the Yankees below them all right now.
below the Blue Jays and the Rays.
Possibly.
Wow, that's a hot take right there.
I mean, I don't trust Freed. Cole's already out. Stanton's out. I love Jason Dominguez. I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year, but that's just one guy. Bellinger, it's good that he's in Yankee Stadium, but he's still not the same guy he was before. And if Judge misses a month, 2 months, is this even a playoff team?
Yeah, I think they're kind of a lock to make the playoffs in some capacity. I like the lineup, I think, a lot more than you do. It's just the
It's
rotation with how
good.
decimated it is. That's the problem I have with it.
Yeah. They have some bats. I like Ben Rice. Don't get me wrong, but it's just a
hmm
lot. And Jazz, there's Jazz at the top of the order. I can't forget about him, but at the same time, he suffered a UCL injury to end last year or towards the end of last year and came back and wasn't the same. So I think this is a retooling year for the Yankees. They'll be back eventually. Like in a year, I could see them really fighting again. But I think this is the World Series hangover. I was going to say Super Bowl, World Series hangover year for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
could see it. I could see it, especially losing Soto. That's a huge loss. So
yeah. Moving down, the NL, obviously Dodgers at 1. That's, we're both going to agree on that. That's not going to change. Who would be your 2 here? I think the Braves are a fine 2. I don't think I'm going to argue with anybody who says Braves. They're probably the second best team in the MLB, let alone the NL.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Is Dodgers, Braves 1 and 2 for sure in both the National League and MLB. I'm totally on board with that.
Yeah, the Braves, even like Strider's coming back, Acuna maybe in the second half. Nez for the 5th straight year. I like the Padres. I have the Padres as the wild card. Padres, Arizona, I think both take wild card spots. So
yeah, it's a really tough landscape in the National League, man. Like the American League, I feel like is more wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess the National League is more wide open because there's more teams that are good.
Yeah. No, you're right.
The American League is more of the opposite, where I think it kind of falls off at a certain point. So you might see some surprises in the back end and the wild card. Because
there are very few bad teams in the NL.
Like we're talking about, okay, the Padres and Diamondbacks, say they both get wild cards. Like I would expect the Braves, Phillies, and Mets to all win spots.
Yeah. I think they're like that's the combination. I think the Central is going to send one team, whether it's the Brewers, Cubs, or Reds, who I think have a chance. But like only one team out of that division is going to get a chance to be in the playoffs.
Yes. Yeah.
But like that's going to be like what's it called? A snake eating its own body in a way.
Yeah, I hear you. I think top 6 though is like clearly the contenders.
The NL, yeah, I don't disagree. There's just a crazy mix of talent, and that 6th spot is gonna be fought for.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I do like the Diamondbacks more than the Padres. I think
I do too. I
like the Padres. I like their lineup somewhat, at least the top end of it. I like the rotation a lot more. I thought bringing in Pivetta was like a really massive move for him. He's going to be so good in San Diego. So, the bullpen's always good. They've got a lot of pieces, but the Diamondbacks bringing in Burns kind of,
he looks good. That rotation a little breakout. Justin Martinez closer. I mean, and then they still have Puck in the back end too to like be like a fireman. The Diamondbacks are filthy. Like I'm scared of the Diamondbacks this year. I think they're a very good team. Obviously, I still think the Dodgers are better, but that's another tough one. I think the final spot's going to come down to Phillies Padres. I think the Mets are pretty much a lock for a wild card. And I would put the Mets and Diamondbacks as the lock. Phillies Padres as the teams competing for that 6th spot.
Yeah, I view the Phillies and Mets kind of similarly in what I expect from them. And they also happen to be in the same division. So I have a feeling that it's going to come down to like 1 or 2 wins.
Okay.
For the wild card, maybe like
they face each other so much.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. It's just the National League's more interesting than the American League this year, I think.
Yeah, and sadly they all have to face the Dodgers eventually. Yeah. Moving on to some awards, I think that's about it because there's not really much else. We pretty much covered the divisions. AL MVP, I have Bobby. I think it's a pretty, he's a pretty solid favorite to have. I don't trust Gunners. I don't trust Gunners oblique right now. Corey's body, Jordan's knees. J-Ram's like always a good pick, but I don't think the Guardians are that good.
Yeah.
And Judge, I mean, it's chalk. He's the favorite, but like, I think, losing Soto might hurt a little bit, whereas Bobby he's getting into his prime of primes. So yeah. Who do you have?
Yeah. Out of like the super chalky guys up top, I definitely have Bobby Witt over Aaron Judge and the rest of the guys for all the reasons that you said. All those guys up top outside of J-Ram, like in the top 7, all have some kind of injury concern. It's J-Ram and Bobby Witt that really stand out to me in that range. I do really like Vlad Jr. this year, man. Like I think he's just going to take another step forward with the power off of last year, because the dude batted like what 323 with like just insane numbers that kind of like combined the couple of years prior. Because he had a
Yeah.
couple down years, but he really improved his contact once again. And I think the power is just going to take another step forward.
Yeah, I'm looking for value, quote unquote. It's harder. It's so much harder to win MVP. Like Julio at plus 2,000. That's not crazy. I think I'd prefer Wyatt Langford just because I'm much more sure that the Rangers are going to be good, like very good. And Wyatt just, I mean, he's healthy now. The oblique's healed. He's going to hit top of the order in a strong Rangers lineup. I think he puts up some massive numbers. If you want like a long shot, it's probably him.
Yeah. So I'll be real with you. I wrote down 3 names when I was looking at this, and they were Bobby Witt, Vlad Jr., and Wyatt Langford, because I think
Nice.
Wyatt Langford's price is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Plus
I think he could
4,000,
very
40 to
easily
1.
take that step forward.
Yeah. So I'm pretty solid here being lockstep with you. Yeah, there's not really great value. Like maybe Lawrence Butler in that A's park has just the craziest year, but I doubt they make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's I mean, Junior Caminero, I mean, he was a former top prospect, or
Well,
who
still
knows, but
is.
still
Yeah.
is. I mean, I think is he still
Like I
eligible?
think he shedded like
Yeah,
the
he
rookie
shed the
years, but
eligibility.
yeah, I I still consider him a prospect because
Do you
he's
want to take
so young.
Andy Ibanez at 200 to
How
1?
about Miles
Miles
Straw?
Straw, that's a name.
How does he even have odds?
Is he in the MLB right now? That's a good question.
Those are interesting names. And John Kenzie
Okay.
Noel having a
Yeah,
price
John
is
Kenzie Noel. I
crazy.
love a shorts, like what is it? Short side platoon DH is my
Yeah.
pick. NL, we have the Chalk, Otani, Soto, Tatis. I'm taking Lindor here at 1,600 if I'm going to take anybody from the top guys, because Soto behind him, he was what, second in MVP voting last year. I expect the Mets to be still good, make the playoffs. So I think I'm taking Lindor of this top bunch if I want any bet. Who are you looking at?
So I'm looking at our poster boy, and that's Fernando Tatis Jr.
Okay. I think that was our
Yeah,
pick last year.
I expect him to just like come out, man. Like there's always been one thing or another with him, but he's finally coming into camp healthy. He's coming into the season healthy. Like I think we're gonna see that superstar season that we've kind of been teased on
Yeah.
for a few years now. The only thing I will say about Francisco Lindor, and I really like the price there, I have a feeling that we're going to see what happened with Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts happen again, where Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor could like
They
cannibalize each
siphon off
other's
each other.
votes. Yeah, which could be an issue. Even though Acuna, I think he deserved to win MVP that season, we could just see the type of thing where they do steal each other's votes. And I think
Wait,
Tatis
Acuna in
doesn't
which year?
really have that concern.
2023?
What's that?
What, 2023?
Yeah, when it was Acuna, Betts, and Freeman.
Oh, yeah. Who won that? It wasn't Acuna that year, the 40-70 year? Was it
It
Shohei?
was Acuna. Yeah.
Oh, it was.
It was just
Yeah.
a race down to the end. I mean, I always knew Acuna was going to win because he had a
Yeah.
40-70 season.
That was an absurd
But-
season. Yeah, I was like, didn't he?
Yeah.
I could have sworn. Yeah, I think he's a bad price, by the way. I think there's a horrible price on Acuna.
It's terrible.
He's not
think
going to
this
play
is-
120 games. Like, how is he going to be eligible for an award like this? If you take Acuna, you're
Yeah.
crazy.
This is almost a predatory price. Like
essentially, like
people
Austin
who
Riley
don't think Acuna's out.
and Matt Olson at plus 4,000 to 4,500 are much better odds because they're probably going to play a full season, and they're both very good. I doubt either win. Where's Michael Harris? Michael Harris, wherever he is
Is
a better.
listed?
I don't mean the Marcelo
there he
Zuna
is.
is listed.
Plus
There he is.
7,500 for Mike
That's
Harris.
insane. He should be on. I would flip him. Like Acuna should be plus 7,500.
Yeah, I think there's like a 0% chance Acuna wins.
Yeah,
MVP.
Realistically, he's not going to play enough.
No, and that's going to be a knock. Even if he has an amazing 4 months, he just won't win the award.
Yeah. Like he had 15 home runs the last time he came back from an ACL tear. Now he's torn it twice. So that's horrible.
Yeah.
Harris, I actually do like Harris at this price. I think that's a solid price on Michael Harris. O'Neal Cruz plus 13,000.
That's one of the names I wrote down was O'Neal Cruz, man. Plus 13,000. It is crazy.
Yeah, same, like, slightly cheaper than Luis Arias. That's, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Like
nuts.
O'Neal
Like,
Cruz, if he goes 30-40, would that shock you at all? It wouldn't shock. I think
no,
30-50.
like it's
35,
definitely
35. Let's get
yeah.
crazy.
His range of outcomes, like his 90th percentile ceiling or 99th percentile ceiling, is like it's an obvious MVP season.
Yeah.
And you can't really say that about anybody at the bottom here.
Yeah. Like, I like Harris a lot. I think he's a complete player. He's boring, but he's complete. Like, he's going to
Mhm.
have a high average, great contact, home runs, steals, but it's like he's not going to put up gaudy numbers. Like, he'll put up like, I think in his prime, he could put up like a 30-30 season with like a
Yeah.
300 average, which is, and like good defense, which is great, but he's not going to flash. You're not going to be like,
Mhm.
damn, I have to tune into Michael Harris every day.
Yeah. I will say I'm not a huge fan, but PCA's price is interesting only because he's going to play
Great
every day,
defense.
and the defense is just going to boost like those WAR numbers, man, that all the
Yeah.
voters are into. Like, yeah, I think he's an interesting pick at this price. Like 150 to 1 is kind of crazy. If he just that, like, what are we looking at? Like a 120 WRC plus elite center field defense. Like that probably buys him some MVP votes.
I think he's going to be a good player sooner than later. I still don't know what the bat is, but if like the bat even improves to average, that's not enough.
Yeah.
Even with
he's got to take a step forward. Obviously, we're talking long shots here.
Yeah,
But
that's why I like Harris and Cruz. He broke his damn ankle 2 seasons ago, and I don't think he was himself last year. And he still had an okay season; it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I like James Wood too. Plus 50.
Yeah, I like James Wood a lot. I just I don't know what to make of the Nationals because I think they're either this year or next year they're going to take a step up, but I'd still bank on it being next year.
Yeah,
because that rotation is not great. So it's like the wins aren't going to be there. Whereas like Pittsburgh, they at least have the pitching, even with Jared Jones out. The offense, I mean, they have Brian Reynolds and some bats at the top with O'Neal Cruz, but if the pitching can get them wins and O'Neal Cruz can have a superstar season, I don't see why he can't be in that conversation. Schemes probably will end up in it too if that type of year happens. But yeah. Next award, Cy Young. AL wise, I mean, I have Crochet. I think he's, I mean, not to say best value because he's 4.5 to 1, but it would be Crochet here.
I like Crochet. I think his upside is the highest in the American League.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't hate it. But I will say for this season, I don't view Crochet and Reagan's that differently. And there's a massive price.
That is a huge, yeah.
That's more than double. So I think Reagan's would be the best bet for my money. Yeah, I think Reagan's is a sicko, and I think he could very easily repeat what he did last year. And if Scoople takes a step back and Crochet like is limited on innings once again, which he very well could be, I think Reagan's kind of runs away with it. Although Logan Gilbert, I guess, like has some claim after what he did last year.
Yeah, Gilbert is just consistent 190 innings or so. Reagan's, I think last year was his first full season, so that's kind of the thing. Whereas Crochet, he's just been super limited since getting drafted. He's been super limited, and I don't think he was hurt or he was coming off injury or surgery coming into the draft, but since then he's been healthy.
Yeah.
And I think those are fine bets considering you could scale those up, and he's just so good. And like we agreed, the Red Sox are going to be good. You think they're going to be wild card. I think they're going to be on the fringe of that, but neither here nor there. Yeah, Reagan's, plus 1,000 compared to plus 450, definitely a better value. If I had to pick one guy, it would be Crochet. Value, yeah, I would take Reagan's. I like Lopez. I don't think he has Cy Young upside, but he has very, very good. So maybe Hunter Brown at plus 2,500 if you're looking a little lower. Kirby's hurt. Grayrod's hurt. Heel's hurt. McClanahan's hurt. I don't know how these prices are still up. Like, these are their prices pre-injury, if anything.
All I'll say is DraftKings knows what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the Pablo
lines.
shout. I like the Pablo shout at plus 1,700.
Yeah.
He's not good enough at run suppression to like excel with voters, because you do have to kind of put your you're bringing in line with what voters are thinking, and there's a lot of old school guys that are going to just look at ERA
Wins.
and wins. And I don't think Pablo Lopez really has that in his bag. I think he's an excellent pitcher,
Of
but
course.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't know if that Cy Young outcome is there for him.
You want to take Ryan Burr at plus 20,000 or Jake Cousins at plus 20,000? Does that interest you?
How about
Alex
Alex Faedo?
Faedo at plus 20,000.
This
You
is
can get some
crazy.
lines here.
Okay, Bailey Ober at plus 10,000 is just like
That
the
is
biggest value
crazy.
ever.
Yeah. Insane, because he's a very good pitcher. I think he's in the same boat as Pablo, where like run suppression and he'll have the occasional blow ups, and they're on the same team. So I don't think they're going to be the
Yeah.
best, wins wise. But yeah, Bailey Ober plus 10,000 is crazy. But like
I don't like
realistically,
Taj Bradley at
I
plus
do like.
8,000 either.
I just think that Park is going to be so rough on the entire staff.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
the Rays are weird with their pitching. So I don't know if he hits 190, 200 innings. Like he's going to be closer to like 170.
Yeah, but that wins Cy Youngs nowadays, man. Like, no, you don't see these horses throwing 200 innings as much anymore.
Yeah, but still, that one guy who does get selected usually has a bunch. And Tanner Bybee, if we're talking volume, upside, they just paid him, so he doesn't have to worry about that. Nobody has to worry about that. I like Bybee at 3,500 if you're looking at a shot. I think I like him more than Miller at the same price, and I don't like Wu given the injuries. So I think Bybee. So you like Bybee too in that middle?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the pick in this like middle range of odds.
Yeah, definitely. Like I'd rather take Bybee at plus 3,500 than Taj at 8,000 because I think he has a better shot, more favorable home park. Guardians and Rays not too far off. But yeah, I don't really see any more value here. Gossman, I like Gossman. If he returns to 2022, 2021 form, there's a chance, but
yeah,
I don't know if he gets there after a shoulder injury last season. Moving on, Rookie of the Year. Love Rookie of the Year. Cam Smith has the best odds. I'd still take Jason Dominguez. Tommy John coming into last year. I mean, he's going to play every day. Yankees, like I said, the offense is good. I'm not worried about the offense. I think he put some numbers up. He would still be the favorite in my eyes, but who do you have?
I will just say that this Cam Smith price is crazy. I feel like it's just like super helium based. I don't see how you could ever put him above Christian Campbell and Jason Dominguez in this conversation. I don't even think Cam Smith is going to hold a job past May.
Yeah. What about your boy Jacob Wilson? You said in your words, faster Luis Arias, which is a Hall of Famer essentially.
Yeah. So I will say I've talked a lot of shit about Jacob Wilson in the context of like the underdog drafts. Yeah. I don't think he's a good best ball pick, but I do think he has a very, very good shot at winning Rookie of the Year this year because I think he's kind of a finished product. I expect to see like an excellent batting average like we know voters look for. I just don't think that the power ever comes with him. So he could win if he reaches like a very, very high threshold with contact-based stats instead of power. I think the margin for error is like really, really small.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, the park, the hotter weather in Sacramento, no marine layer, that's going to help all of the Athletics bats. But like, yeah, I just don't know if Wilson gets there. Where is he? Yeah, he's plus 9,000. I'm really interested. Is anybody down here? No. I like Kumar. Looks really good. He looked really good to end the year. He looked really good to end the year. He's gonna pitch. I mean, he's probably gonna be in the rotation all year as long as he's healthy. Obviously, that's the big question mark with pitchers. But I'd probably take Kumar over him. Mayo. I don't know what's going on with Kobe Mayo. Is he ever gonna be up, or is he a trade? Is he a trade piece?
He seems to think that he's never coming up. I don't know if you saw those comments.
Yeah.
But he's the guy that needs to be traded, I think, for a starter. He's a perfect headliner. I really believe in Kobe Mayo. I think he's going to be an absolute stud in the future. But I don't think it's this year unless he gets traded very, very early in the season and the Orioles realize, like, okay, we're sinking. We need a starter, and they dish out Mayo. Like, I could see that happening. But yeah, I think Rocker's the best pick. I would probably take Rocker over Jackson Jobe this year.
Yeah, agreed. I don't know if Jackson Joe. I mean, I don't think he's ready. I think ready in the sense of like, mentally mature, sure, maybe, but like if you're not generating whiffs and you have a propensity to walk some guys here and there, it's not there. It's not it for me yet. I'm gonna love him probably next year. I'll probably be all in on him, but we've seen other like star pitchers struggle. Like Scherzer struggled early in his career. Kershaw struggled early in his career. Hell, Grayson Rodriguez struggled early in his career. Obviously, he's hurt now, but like, and he never even turned into that elite ace, but he still could. You got to give guys a year or two sometimes. I think Job needs a year.
Yeah. So I will say this about Jackson Jobe. There's only three prospects since I've been tracking prospects since I was maybe 14 that I've said, okay, I'm super, super confident that this guy's going to be an ace or a superstar or whatever. So those three have been Corbin Carroll, Jackson Jobe, and Miguel Vargas.
Well, so hey, you might be 2 for 3. So
I might be 2 for 3. The verdict's out on Joe, but I will say that like I am very, very frightened by the lack of strikeout stuff as he's progressed through the minors and as he's pitched at the major league level. I'm afraid. He's a guy that I didn't really touch in drafts this season, and I'm kind of happy about it.
Casey Mize, I like the Tigers pitching lab because Skubal came out of it. Flaherty turned like his whole career around last year, and then last year, now he's back. And I think they're going to get Job right, but it seems to be a little longer of a process for them to get their guys right. They're at least in-house guys. So I'm going to give him until 2026 for me to buy in. I love Casey Mize, though. I think he can really take that next step this year. He had the velocity jump 2 ticks on his fastball last year. Looks really good in preseason, getting the whiffs, managing the walks. I mean, he's had some issues, but at the same time, I really do like where it's going with him.
Yeah, he's had an interesting career trajectory. But yeah, he could easily just like break out this year after many years of, I guess you could say, failure.
Mediocrity. I mean, last year was okay. Like some underlying numbers, like his, he induced soft contact, did well with that, but he just wasn't striking guys out. And that's like, unless you have like a really low walk rate, you can't get away with that. And it wasn't that low. So
yeah, we're talking about a guy who was once a massive, massive prospect. So anything
it's not crazy.
There.
The first overall pick.
Was he the first overall pick?
I'm pretty sure Mize was he not the first overall pick?
I don't even remember.
Mize
That's
draft.
Better memory than me. If
round 1, pick 1, yeah, out of Auburn.
Yes, he was.
So yeah, I mean, I'm a slut for prospect pedigree. I will chase, and I haven't to this point, but I'm finally on board. And speaking of another guy that I've been not chasing, but like waiting for, AJ Smith-Shawver. I'm not saying take him as rookie of the year, but like you should be picking him up in fantasy baseball drafts, given that he's starting in the rotation. I think he's had the stuff to be ready in the MLB, and Braves just know what they're doing with these guys. These young right-handed pitchers just come up and look dominant in their system. RIP Tuki Toussaint, that didn't work out, but AJ Smith-Shawver,
O'Hara, Tyrell Williams, you name it. Like they've blown up lot of Bryce Wilson, Ian Anderson. The list goes on.
They just traded him. I mean, Ian had a good year. He got hurt, and like that just kind of derailed him. But hey, all we need is 1 year from these guys. I think AJ Smith-Shawver is a really good pickup. And would I take him over a Dylan Cruz or even a Matt Shaw here? No, I think they are the guys I'd pick. Roki obviously in there, but I'd take the numbers on Cruz and Shaw before him. Who's your rookie of the year for NL?
It's Bubba Chandler.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's going to be up really, really early in the season. I think that the Jared Jones news doesn't exactly hurt him from what I was
another rotation spot.
If Jared Jones missed a season versus what the news we got now is, I don't view the outcomes for Chandler any differently. I think he's an absolute stud.
Yeah, no, I've picked up Bubba in a bunch of underdog drafts. He's a guy that, I mean, you look at his minor league numbers, they're dominant. He has the strikeouts, he manages the walks enough. Fantastic park for him, solid defense behind him. Um, yeah, Bubba Chandler's a good pick. I just think numbers wise, AJ Smith-Shawver I think is going to get you more wins. I prefer his prospect profile just slightly over Bubba, and getting him at a better price, you can't really complain. And he's going to pitch. I mean, assuming he sticks in the rotation all year, AJ Smith-Shawver is going to have more volume than Bubba.
Yeah, it could happen. I think Bubba's clearly the better prospect. Like, I don't really even think it's close. I think there's a couple tier difference between the two. But I could see, if the volume's higher with AJ Smith-Shawver, like he could blow Bubba out of the water.
Yeah, I think Shawver, he flew through the minors. He was in Double A at 20. I mean, he was in the majors at 21. Or no, excuse me, he was in the majors at 20. He pitched 25 innings 2 years ago. So clearly the Braves think highly of this guy, and I just trust the Braves when it comes down to it. And I trust the Pirates with pitching too. Like, within recent years, they've done a fantastic job. But like, for Braves with pitching, like the Rays, like the Dodgers, you just kind of have to, tip your cap and just be like, hey, you guys know way more than me.
Mm-hmm.
And which, a lot of teams know a lot more than me. That's not saying much, but still. AJ Smith-Shawver out after Strider back. No. I mean, Holmes can go back to long relief. Reynaldo can get hurt or get kicked out of the rotation if he sucks. There's a lot of ways to cut this pie. And even if he goes down, I don't think he's down for long.
Yeah. Number one, it's an injury-prone rotation.
Yeah.
Number two, you got guys who have relief experience that could easily be shuttled. And Grant Holmes is the first to go. Yeah. And AJ Smith-Shawver is young enough to where they still need to mold him as a starter. He hasn't proven otherwise. So
whereas like Holmes is like 28 or something. Like he's
older. He's either 27 or 29. I actually looked at that recently. Oh, really?
Yeah. He just turned 29. So happy belated birthday, Grant Holmes, if you're watching. Probably aren't.
Yeah, former prospect that was traded to get Rich Hill.
Yeah, Dodgers had him traded into the A's. I remember that. Was Montas included in that deal or no?
Yeah, it was Montas, Holmes, and one other prospect.
I forgot.
And I don't remember who it is.
It's crazy that happened.
For Josh Reddick and Rich Hill.
Awful trade. I mean, Rich Hill was solid for us, but the blisters and Reddick was terrible.
Yeah, it was a great trade for the Dodgers. Rich Hill was a stud for us.
No. I mean, in terms of getting Reddick, that's just... I thought Reddick would be like the piece. I was like, oh, damn, we got Josh Reddick.
Yeah.
It didn't work out.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Moving on. Anybody late? I love Chase Burns. I don't know how much he's going to do this year.
Yeah. I like Zach Veen, man. I like Zach Veen.
But apparently
I think he's going to play.
The Rockies don't seem to with the Mickey Moniak deal.
They signed Mickey Moniak? I did not.
1 year, $1.25 million.
Oh man, the Rockies, man. They're like, I've said it before. They're just allergic to youth, and I don't understand it. They're like the worst run organization in the sport, or close to it. I swear.
Okay, here's the name: Quinn Matthews. Quinn Matthews is probably going to pitch like 125 to 150 innings this year. That's a pretty good later pick if you're looking for rookie of the year value.
Andrew Painter's interesting too, even though
he's coming off the injuries.
Injury. Yeah, but that rotation is already losing Ranger Suarez. Like, there's a chance
they're not going to call him up anytime soon. He would be like a mid-season guy, I think.
Yeah, all it takes is one injury though, outside of Suarez, and I think Painter's the next man up.
I don't think it's crazy, but I think in terms of optimizing his like value, I think he's a 2026 guy, like Job. Two guys that, like, obviously great prospects. These aren't, like, we're not shitting on who they are or, like, their capabilities. It's just, like, their MLB readiness. Mm-hmm. And I think Painter and Job are two guys, like, future guys, not 2025 guys.
Yeah.
In terms of like big impact.
Yeah. I actually like some of these late guys. I really like Brady House, actually.
Okay.
Because if Jose Tena for the Nats, like, just kind of shits the bed, Brady House is, like, man, he could be the everyday third baseman there. Yeah,
it's not crazy. Let me see his. Yeah, I mean, he's been doing really well in spring, but it's just spring. He struggled in AAA last year. Wasn't too great in AA. I think he's a year off, it seems. He's like a 1 year away kind of guy. But yeah, I really like this
It's
profile. Former
possible. I
first round
mean,
pick. It's not crazy, but
yeah.
he seems like a September guy, if anything.
Yep.
Yeah, no. But house for the future. Craig Yoho. He could lead the Brewers in saves. I wouldn't be shocked. He could be the best
Yeah.
reliever in baseball.
Yeah. Stuff is sick. I've seen
Yeah,
some
and like
video
the Brewers kind of like they might fuck around and put him in May and then he gets 30 saves.
Yeah. If Trevor McGill doesn't pan out, man, I think it's Yoho
McGill's had
closer of the
some
future.
preseason issues. I mean, he's pitching well now, but we'll see how long he lasts. I don't know how the depth is in that bullpen, but Craig Yoho, I'm keeping my ear to the ground in daily or not daily, but like my home leagues and leagues where I could do pickups. That's going to be a priority.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Let us see. I think that we covered everything. Relief of the year. Nobody really looks to that too much. Let's move on to some underdog here. We do love our folks at Underdog. MLB opening day, baby. Why is it still NBA? We are moving on from that. NBA is still happening, but at the same time, we do not need it. Okay. Carlos Rodon, Freddie Peralta. Let's collapse. Let's look at some games. Are there any games on this slate? I love Red Sox Rangers.
I think that's the best game on the slate. Is Red Sox Rangers.
Mm-hmm. Crochet Eovaldi. Okay. Is 6.5 strikeouts for Eovaldi. It's the Rangers. Too high or too low? I mean, higher is, 0.8 to 1 here.
Yeah. I will say that it's just right or a tad too low, only because the Rangers do have some guys that strike out quite a bit.
Yeah.
And that includes some of their lefties who may play that strike out a lot against left-handed pitching.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't know. But the lineup is kind of right-handed dominant.
Yeah, for the Rangers, yeah. Jung, Langford, Semien switch. Berger, they just added.
Yeah, I think that the price might be just right.
Yeah. Do you think he goes past 5 outs, though? Or 5 innings?
Probably not.
Yeah. Yeah,
probably
lower
not.
is...
He'd have to be ultra efficient.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not loving either of these pitchers. I don't see any values. Yeah, this isn't a game where I'd want the hitters because I really like the pitchers. So, and like Jung's coming off another injury, Casas is too. Yeah, let's actually, for the sake of watching the game, it's great, but I don't see any values on that Rangers Red Sox game. Let's go to Mets Astros. Framber Valdez, actually lower on his strikeouts against the Mets. That's not a Mets team that strikes out a lot. Winker, Lindor
stands out to me.
Let's take the Framber under here. We got Clay Holmes starting. I don't see any Clay Holmes here.
They probably don't know how to evaluate him yet.
Yeah. Juan Soto, first game as a Met. I know it's not in New York, but is that tantalizing at all? Maybe a little.
If Framber wasn't pitching,
okay.
Maybe if it was against
lefty,
I'd be more interested. Even though Soto, he hits righties too, or hits lefties as well. It's just, I think that the price is a little steep.
Christian Walker, first game back from an oblique, under on his fantasy points or under on his... I want to take an under on him.
Or I like the hits plus runs plus RBIs lower.
Okay, so not fantasy points.
Because
that would be like a single or even like 2 singles wouldn't kill, or actually no, if he gets an RBI or a run, that would kill us.
Yeah.
But a run in RBI wouldn't kill us.
Because he could easily walk. I don't know what Clay Holmes' like starter command or control is going to look like yet. So
hit. Yeah. Oh, 2 different teams. Okay, we're going to add a Met soon.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. There's Clay Holmes. Okay. Who was on the Astros that could strike? Yeah. Cam Smith just added. I think he might K once or twice. I think Clay Holmes could go he's been going deep in preseason, or spring training.
Yeah. His strikeout numbers are crazy. I mean, it's like, okay, he's throwing 4 2/3. He's striking out 8. He's throwing 5 1/3. He's striking out 10. Like,
yeah,
dude's on a tear.
I agree. So under on Framber. over on Clay Holmes strikeouts, under on Christian Walker walks and or hits and runs and RBI. Brandon Nimmo facing a lefty, coming off of every injury he suffered. I kind of want to take an under on him too, but
Yeah, especially against Framber, lefty on lefty
and
there.
then Hader at the end if Houston's winning.
Yep. Yeah, I think like the lower 1.5 hits plus runs and RBIs.
I like that too. Okay, let's see. Anyone else stand out here? Yainer against a righty. Dubon. I think we're going to stick with that one. Let's do this in game. I'm going to throw, let's do something light, just like a little $10. Nothing crazy. 10 to win 104. I love it. That's a solid slip. Did I place it? Yep, we got him. We love our lowers. Okay, moving on. Another game. Oh, Cincinnati in the bandbox. Okay, Logan Webb. I think the strikeouts are going to come back, and Cincinnati's a team against righties. They do seem to strike out.
Yeah, they have a lot of power hitters, and a lot of high strikeout guys. Logan Webb's not a guy I would want to rely on for strikeouts, but the higher being matchup. Above 1x is pretty tantalizing, I will say.
I do agree. Hunter Green, 15.5 pitching outs. Do you think he makes it?
Yeah.
You think so? You think the Giants lineup's that bad, even in Cincy?
I just don't like the Giants lineup, period.
I think it's fine. It's just
Thomas and Chapman's cool. Ramos is fine.
I like Ramos.
I don't expect Lee to do anything out of the gate. Like,
check the weather
after.
Too.
Yeah, and then Lamont Wade up top too is actually not the worst. But
Mets Astros wind blowing out to left field, by the way. 12.5 miles an hour. So that's
interesting.
Reds Giants 6.5 miles an hour, kind of going left. So nothing too crazy. Not even it's a coldish day. It's like 50 to 60.
Mm-hmm.
So the weather is marginal here. So I'll stick with the web pick. Walks on Hunter Green, Chapman.
I like the over on the walks for sure. And it's because of who's batting first for that team.
Jung-Hoo Lee? Or who's the batter?
It's going to probably be Lamont Wade.
Oh, Lamont Wade, right. And he's a lefty,
and Lamont Wade is a walk machine. That dude could very easily walk twice against Hunter Green by himself.
Yeah. Adames walks like 11% of the time too, so Chapman. Yeah. A lot of walks guys here.
Another interesting thing too that I learned about Adames when doing research is he actually crushes right-handed pitching. He's a reverse splits guy.
Really? So do you want to take a little? I mean, Adames, I like Adames in good parks, and this is a good park. You want to take his over on hits, runs, and RBI?
I don't.
Or fantasy points. It's up to you.
Let's go with fantasy points.
Let's do it. Maybe he steals a base. Who knows?
All he has to do is get a walk, a single, maybe score a run. That's it. We're good.
We're not asking for much here. Jung-Hoo Lee coming off a back. I don't love it. Facing a guy who throws 100. Lower?
Yeah. I'm always down with the Jung-Hoo Lee under, like always. So let's do it.
Very fair. Our boy Gavin Lux fucks, but we are taking the Logan Webb strikeouts. Do we think Lux makes some noise in his first game in his new home park?
I do not. I wish that they had a prop for ground outs to second base, because I would take the over
double plays. Okay. Sounds like this is all we're going to do for this. Throw another $10 on this play. 10 to win $79. Not too shabby. We'll take that all day. We're not too disappointed. Okay, let's look. Any other games? Our boys in blue. We got to do the Dodgers. Who's pitching again? Skubal. Versus who's pitching?
Snell. Snell's
Snell.
Up top.
Ooh, two lefties. How do we think Skubal does? Do you think Skubal goes 6? Or do you think we get him out of there early? Because Betts and Freeman should be back, but they're not 100% likely.
Yeah. I think the price is right. He's not going to have any restrictions or anything. So I think 6 innings is very feasible for a guy as good as Skubal.
Yeah. What about his strikeouts? Do you think over under anything, or do you think that 6.5 is just such a good line that you don't see any value?
I think that's another good line. The Dodgers, like, they don't really strike out as much against lefties. What's Scooble's walk number?
It's pretty low. Tariq Skubal, that's got to be like 6 to 7%.
Oh no, I'm saying that his prop for walks allowed.
Oh wow, it's 4.6%. Excuse me, walks allowed. Yeah, 1.5. You want to go lower? The Dodgers do tend to walk.
I was gonna say higher if it was half. If it was
okay.
0.5. Because we know the Dodgers, man, like they grind counts, grind out walks.
Okay.
But yeah, well, I'll stay off of that.
Blake Snell, 6.5. I don't know how deep he's going to go in the first game. And let me think about the Tigers. I mean, they added Glaber.
Lefty heavy.
Yeah, it's
very
lefty heavy.
Their problem right now too is that a lot of the right-handed bats are hurt.
You're right. I mean, well, Parker Meadows is one of them too, and he's a lefty, so
true. But yeah, they still have that core of Green, Carpenter, and Colt Keith that are all left-handed. So
yeah, Torkelson's probably. I mean, even with him being a righty, he strikes out a ton. We might see Javier Baez. Yeah, I think this Blake Snell strikeout. That's tantalizing.
I don't think it's too bad.
I don't think it's bad either. Shohei always in consideration, but even facing Skubal, do we like maybe he's the walk? Do we think they walk Shohei to get to Mookie Freddie?
That's an interesting thought because I think that could happen.
Yeah,
because I don't expect Mookie and Freddie to come out of the gate like red hot. I just don't expect it with everything going on with them.
So do you want to take the lowers on Mookie and Freddie?
I'm on board with that, 100%.
Okay.
But I will say that we do have to make a Tigers pick if we
do, and we will in due time. Okay. Yeah, we're taking the lowers. Will Smith, I think, can make. I think he's looked good in preseason. So,
yeah.
Let's go with how about a total base for Glaber in his first game?
Oh yeah, that's actually a kind of a steal of a price.
Yeah, just one total base.
One total base, yeah.
A single.
Take it.
Yeah, we did. Okay. Riley Green, Javier Baez. If I could take his strikeouts, I would, but we took. Can we take? We can't even take his strikeouts, sadly. Teoscar Conforto versus a lefty. No. Torque.
Nah.
No, I can't trust him. I love him. I can't trust him. That's about it. Oh, Edman versus a lefty.
Edman is hiding down there.
A total base?
Okay. I like the RBI.
Oh, just in general, the 2.07 on an RBI? Because he's gonna hit top of the order.
He's gonna bat second. Yeah, he's gonna bat second tomorrow.
What about okay? You like the 207, or we could take the over half on hits, runs, and RBI.
Yeah, you know what? Go with the half hits, runs, RBIs. Yeah,
I like this. Good. Okay, another $10. Let's play around.
Well, don't we need a Tiger?
Or no, we got him. We got Glaber.
We really have 6 picks, huh? All right,
I like it. I mean, we just know our team so well. Here, that's another locked and loaded. Make sure to use code ROTOSurgeon, by the way, when making these picks. ROTO Surgeon. Hopefully you know how to spell that. Okay, moving on. Another game. Collapse all. Athletic Seattle. I don't love it because it's in.
It's kind of fun.
It's fun, but it's in Seattle.
Yeah.
I kind of like, Colorado, Tampa Bay in the new Tampa. Let's see what the weather's like. Let's see what the weather's like over there. Colorado, Tampa Bay. Oh, Dodgers blowing out a little bit to right field, but that's the Dodger game, which we already did. Where is Tampa Bay? I cannot find it on the weather. Do they still think that they play in Tropicana? That would be funny if the weather factor wasn't included because of that. They don't play tomorrow is the thing.
Oh, that's right. They're the only 2 teams that do not play on Thursday.
I mean, since these 2 teams don't play tomorrow, we should still do one for shits and gigs.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. Kyle Freeland lower on Ks.
Yep, absolutely. Junior Caminero over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI.
How about let's get a little frisky and go with Junior Caminero to hit a home run on opening day.
I love it. Let's get frisky. This is also a pick. Pepio, I
Lower on
want to take him,
6.5.
but it's this new home stadium, which we don't know how to place. But yeah, he could hit the 6.5 strikeout.
I like the lower. I like the lower.
You like
on
the
6.5.
lower?
I don't think that they're going to push him enough.
That's a good question. I kind of like the over on the 1.5 earned runs if we're going to do that.
Yeah, I don't think that's bad either. I don't like Pepio tomorrow, just in general.
Or Friday,
on, Friday. Yeah.
Chris Bryant, we're not touching. Ooh, Yandy
against the lefty.
Is he hitting leadoff? Because if so, I want to take this run very easily.
He should.
Okay, we're taking the.
I would think he is, and he's going to bat with Junior, so there is some correlation there.
I love it. Okay,
McMahon. And he scores a run on a Junior Caminero home run.
I love it. Ooh, Christopher Miller. How's Christopher Morel splits? Is he a lefty masher or is he?
I was just looking at him earlier. Let's see.
Because if he is, that's a pick against Kyle Freeland.
So against righties last year, last year's
I'm looking at
rough.
career.
He was better against righties last year. In 2023, he was better against lefties.
Yeah, career-wise. He's a righty. He's a reverse splits guy. He's better against righties in his career than lefties. Okay, we're not touching him.
Interesting.
Brenton Doyle.
2023, he had a lot of power against lefties. His slugging was almost 600.
Brenton Doyle leadoff. Runs? Stolen base? Do we think Doyle steals a base?
Who's the catcher for the Rays? Is it Ben Rodovet? Who is it? Oh, it's Danny Jansen.
Is he? He has a good arm, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so maybe the runs. Maybe we take the runs on Brenton Doyle.
Let's see. Danny Jansen has... Actually, I don't see... Do they not have...
Oh, he's been hurt. I think he's hurt right now.
Is he? Well, he's terrible against stolen bases.
Oh, he is. Danny Jansen.
Yeah.
So, sounds like we're taking the Brenton Doyle steal.
Interesting. Yeah, I like it.
Mix it up.
Okay. Well, we got to make sure Danny Jansen is the catcher.
He probably is. I know he was like day to day, but he should be fine for Friday too.
No, I think he's out.
You think so? I mean, he's listed as.
There was a report 6 hours ago that he's going to play 5 to 6 innings in a sim game.
Oh, Wednesday. I don't love that. Okay, let's take the Brenton Doyle runs then. Let's mix it up.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, I can't take earned runs and runs. Okay, how about hits and runs and RBI? Can we do that? We can't do that either. Wow. Let's stick with the stolen base. Who knows? Maybe Brenton Doyle gets frisky. It's not impossible.
He's fast.
He is. Tyler Freeman first game, or should we let's lay off Tyler Freeman? We don't know where he's going to bat yet, too.
How about a little Jordan Beck?
I like a Jordan Beck. Total bases? Do we think? I wish there was
half a total base. Yeah, I'm in.
Half a total base. Yeah, I think he has a solid year. Solid enough. Ooh, Curtis Mead versus a lefty. That's fun.
Coming off the hell of a spring. The prices are kind of elevated though. I don't know.
You don't like 1.45 on his RBI?
No, I think that's still kind of low.
Okay, what about like 1 to 1?
1.5 total bases is bad.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
1.17. Yeah.
Okay, what about hits, runs, RBI?
Maybe not.
No?
I think we might be good at 6 here.
Okay.
The multiplier is already 87.
I love it. Oh, yeah, it's because of the home run and the stolen base. So,
yeah.
Imagine we lose all the other ones. Yeah, Kyle Freeland, lower 4.5. Junior Caminero, home run. Ryan Pepio, over an earned run and a half. Yandy Diaz run. Doyle steals a base. Jordan Beck, just a total base. 1 is all we need. I love it. We're having fun. One last one before you have to go, because I know your time is ending soon, Dan. Let's run it. One last game. Chicago, Arizona. I'm kind of interested in this one.
Can I get unders on Justin Steele and Zach Gallen?
I kind of want to take the under on his outs. And
How about
Zach
the under on
Gallen,
both the routes?
unders on both. You don't think either of them are going 5+?
I'm very low on both of them, and I like both offenses.
Yeah, I do like both offenses as well. Let's see. What's the weather like over there? Not negligible. It's just going to be regular, like 70s to 80s, but no wind. Still a good park to hit in. I might take the lower on Zach Gallen's fantasy points. Let's do that.
I think that's probably actually a better bet. Yeah.
Yeah, because let's say he doesn't get Ks, but he goes 6 innings, doesn't get the win. Who knows? Yeah. Kyle Tucker's been very cold, but I think he's ready to warm up. His BABIP has been crazy low in preseason.
Yeah, I'm not exactly worried for him the course of the season, but I kind of want to see him do it first. Get
That's
back
fair.
to being himself.
But we're not saying let's have him hit a home run, but like 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI. All he needs to do is walk once and take a hit, and one of those scores, and I think we're good.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Okay, Corbin Carroll versus a lefty. I don't love it. I know he's been hot this spring, even though we don't love Steele tomorrow. But do you want to take a Corbin Carroll?
No, because he'll probably burn us. He's just so good.
Yeah, Horner. Oh, first game back from his injuries.
Lower 6.5. I like.
Yeah,
he doesn't have the pop.
He does not. Actually, he takes a walk and steals a base. It could get gross.
So maybe lower on total bases?
I might take the total bases.
Yeah, that's probably better.
Yeah.
I like Cattell against every lefty ever.
Yes.
So
you want to do? He's hitting leadoff or second?
He's batting second, probably. Or
you want to take total bases then?
Does Carroll still bat leadoff against lefties? No, right?
That's the question. They hit top 2, but I think total bases here. He could have got a double pretty easily.
Yeah,
against the Justice.
I think that's a good bet.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Swanson, no, not versus a righty. Seiya, I don't hate.
Yeah, love me some Suzuki.
Hits, runs, RBI. Are we feeling?
Let's do
RBI.
It. I like RBIs.
Yeah, I like RBIs too. Ian Happ walks.
There's just so many names.
Batter walks 0.5. He walks a shit ton.
Yeah, I have a sneaky pick for you to add to this.
Should I take this walk or no? We're still going, by the way.
I have one more pick, and it's not that one. It's okay. Jake McCarthy over half a total base.
Jake McCarthy. Oh,
it's lefty. It's lefty, but he kills lefties. He's another reverse splits guy.
Yeah, weirdly. Half a total base. I like it. Take that. And do we want to take Ian Happ, or are we good at 7 here?
I think we're good. 7's a lot.
7 is a lot. And so is the hour that we've been going on. Let's finish this off. Lower Justice Steele. Lefty against the Arizona Diamondbacks roster. Not great. Gallen, we just don't love. Chicago's sneaky decent as an offense.
They're good.
Tucker's going to be fine. I'm not worried about Kyle Tucker after this spring training. Horner, we got to see it because he's coming off injury. Marte, stud. Suzuki, stud. McCarthy, solid. Reverse splits, too. We like these picks. Again, code ROTOSurgeon. ROTO Surgeon. If you haven't used them yet, we're heading out of here. But Dan, any final words?
Man, I'm just happy baseball's back. That's all I got to say.
Likewise. Tomorrow's going to be a great day. I'm really excited. That is at Dan J. Preciado. For those of you who don't know, or you do now, follow him on Twitter. Follow me at RotoSurgeon. We have some great content coming up. More streams, more drafts. Well, daily drafts. No more dingers. No more frozen ropes.
Some daily stuff going on.
Finally did my solo shot on Underdog.
Yeah. Maybe even some football. Who knows? Maybe some big boards.
BBM's coming up. Best Ball Mania.
Who knows? You
coming
get
months.
Into those streets.
Yeah, I've been doing the big board on Underdog. That's been fun. But great times. Great times ahead. Baseball tomorrow. Everybody enjoy your opening day. I'm rooting for all of your individual teams unless they're in the NL West or the Los Angeles Angels.
Or the Tigers tomorrow.
Yeah, basically. We're going against them pretty heavily.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody who's tuning in. Dan, thank you for joining. Everybody,